All right, welcome back to another Jazz Piano School podcast episode. This is going to be episode number 199. Yes, we have one more episode till we get to 200. My name is Brendan Lowe, creator and founder of Jazz Piano School. Now, in this particular episode, Trent Bryden, one of our amazing jazz educators, is going to be showing you a very simple and easy guided diatonic fourths exercise. That was a mouthful, but it's absolutely amazing. The diatonic fourths, and fourths in general, are known as Quartel voicings sometimes, McCoy voicings, and again, these types of voicings are going to give you that more modern type of sound. A lot of students are looking for that. So this is going to be a fantastic way to improve your fourth voicings for copying, improvisation, and a lot of different other things. So with that being said, let's dive right into this lesson. Here we go.
What's up, guys? This is Trent with Jazz Piano School. Today I'm going to be taking you through a practice routine for diatonic fourth chords. Maybe this could act as a warm-up or just kind of a daily thing that you do over a long period of time just to get these things under your fingers. A lot of what we do in this podcast is show you cool things and cool techniques that you can implement, but it's not often, at least for me, that I go through and just practice along with you. And that's kind of what this is going to be, which will also provide a good way to talk about what to do when you're practicing stuff like this and you make mistakes, because it's inevitable that you're going to make mistakes. And I think how you handle those mistakes is really what determines how beneficial the practice actually is. So whenever I make a mistake, I'm going to show you kind of what my process is like for breaking that down. To start out, let's just talk about what I mean when I say a diatonic fourth chord. I mean diatonic to the major scale. And by fourth chord, I mean a chord that every interval is a fourth, whether that be a perfect fourth or an augmented fourth. And we're using 4-note voicings. So in the key of B flat, you take any note and you build your voicing based on fourth intervals. Sometimes here it'll be an augmented fourth. Now the augmented fourth will flip up to the top here. It's really cool going through and seeing where the different changes take place between a perfect fourth and a raised fourth or augmented fourth. So to start out, we're just going to go at 60 BPM, and we're going to go all the way up and down the scale through B flat, and then its neighboring tone above, B, and the neighboring tone below, A. So we're going to go through all of those major scales and fourth chords. And I find it beneficial when you're practicing movements like this to take it through a couple keys at a time, not every key at a time, because then you just get stuck and it takes forever to get through one thing. But also not just one key at a time, because then you just fly through stuff and you never really comprehend it. So here we go. 60 BPM, we're playing chords in half notes up and down the scale. Let's go. Now the key of B. Now the key of A. See, I'm stopping for a second just to make sure got this right. And I do. All right. So yeah, for whatever reason, the key of A has been tripping me up when I'm doing this stuff. And what I just did there was a good example of, if you feel like you might be about to make a mistake, just stop and think, okay, why do I think that? Like, you might be right. You might be about to make a mistake, and then you can fix it before it happens. Or you might be wrong. You might be playing it right, and you've just got to sit there and be like, this is right. I am doing this right. You don't need to second guess yourself. And it's really helpful to do that. Hopefully at some point I actually do make a mistake, and then I can show you what to do then. For now, we're going to move on to the next step, which is broken chords. So we're going to play one note at a time, but doing the same pattern, just going up and down the scale. Starting in B flat. Key of B. Why I'm still going, but I am. Okay, so there's another example. Sometimes you just kind of zone out and you keep going longer than you're supposed to, and you might just stop and you'll be like, oh, I went too far. Let me just stop and go into the next thing. But somehow you got yourself there, so it's best to just keep going and make a musical way out of it. Just maybe go all the way down another octave, or maybe find a nice exit point. But you don't want to train yourself to suddenly realize you've done something wrong and then just stop. That's another way to practice making good mistakes. All right. Next, we're going to go back to playing the full chords. Oh, wait, no. I got to do A. Here's A. Sorry. Nice. All right. Next, we're going to do the same thing, but with a different movement. So when you're playing a scale is, it's a choice of notes. It's not necessarily up and down. And so what you want to do is kind of get used to playing in different patterns of the scale, or different movements, so you don't just think of it as up and down. So next, we're going to go up a skip, down a step, up a skip, down a step. So just with the scale, it would sound like. With the chords, same thing. We're doing it in half notes. Here we go. Back down, skip, step, skip, step, skip, step. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Let me start over. Okay. Brain malfunction. It happens every once in a while. Pause, shake it out, relax. Start from the top. Sometimes you can't make the best out of it. Sometimes you just need to take a second. If you need to take a second, you need to take a second. All right. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so what did I do there? I didn't go down far enough with my right hand. I went down in a step motion instead of a skip motion. So what I'm doing right now when I make that mistake is I'm saying, okay, I know what I did, and now I know how to fix it. I did a step instead of a skip. Okay, and I'm going to start right there. There we go. I'm going to do that a couple times, actually, just to make sure it feels right. There we go. Now I'm going to keep going down. If you'll also notice, I'm trying to get my hands to the chord, relatively quickly, and then if I see that I'm wrong, I'll try to fix it and still be able to play it in time. And the thing about playing in time, you want to go as slow as you need to play it pretty much right most of the time, and you feel in control. Like, you'll still make mistakes like I'm making now, but they're in control, and it's like, oh, whoops, I made a mistake, I can fix it. You don't want to be going so fast that, like, every couple notes is a flub or a misstep, and you're just trying to fly by as fast as you can. That's not really doing you any favors. Anyways, here is the key of B. See, this is supposed to be the major seventh, not the minor seventh. There. I corrected that in time while talking. It means I'm at a good tempo. See, I let it pass by. I knew that I wasn't going to play it right. I let it pass by, and then I played it. All right, A, where I always make the mistakes. I already did. All right, there's that sharp 11 again. All right, for whatever reason, my body wants to hear that sharp 11. So I'm going to sit in it, just absorb that sound. That's a sharp 11. That's what I'm doing. For whatever reason, it is what it is. But now, I'm going to play the natural 4. Whew, I almost did it again. is killing me today. Maybe it always is, and I just don't realize it. Yeah, I don't feel great in A. I don't know why. But that's good. 'Cause now I know what to work on. Excuse me. I went down too far. There we go. I broke it up so I could try to get it right. Whoops, that was the dominant seventh. Should have been the major seventh. It's probably because I haven't been going down that far in the pattern, and I just kept it going. All right. The next step is to do broken. That same thing, but broken. I don't know if I'm going to do it through all the keys right now because this video might get a little long. Because I wanted to talk a little bit at the end, so I'll just do it broken through B flat. I'll save my mistakes for my own time. What are we doing? Oh, yeah. So I just didn't skip. I just accidentally stepped down. If I was to do that, I would go make something musical out of it. That's the next step is you make exercises out of your mistakes. So you see what I just did there? I accidentally played a step instead of a skip, and then the next two times I did that on purpose. You can also do that when you're playing a solo. When you record yourself soloing, if you play a note you don't like, go back to the drawing board and figure out how you can play that note and make it so you like it. And in that way, making a mistake is actually kind of a portal into a new thing that you never would have done on purpose. And I think that's kind of there a couple points I want to drive home in this podcast. One, if something's going to be beneficial, you really want to have you want to sit in it for a while and work on it, day by day, a little bit at a time, and repeat, and really let it soak in. Obviously, there's something to be said for little tips and tricks that you pick up. But the most progress and the most understanding comes when you really stick at something for a long period of time and vary it. And the more variations you do, soon you might not even be doing close to the same thing. But as long as it's something that you're sticking with, it'll really help you. Okay, that's one point. Second point is how to practice mistakes the correct way. Obviously, sometimes you'll just get frustrated, and it is what it is. But you really want to try to make the most out of your mistakes. You want to understand them. You want to know how not to make them. You want to know maybe how to make them and how to make them in a more musical way. And don't just look at a mistake as, oh shoot, I suck. Ugh. No, like you just did something. It's music. Like you can figure out how how to use that in a positive way. I think that's a profound life lesson as well. That's one of the reasons I love music so much, is because there's so many life lessons that can come from it. But yeah, do this exercise with the fourth chords. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it through all the keys as just a part of my daily practice. And we'll see what happens. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this. And I hope you enjoy your time at the piano during this crazy time, and that you're making the most of it. And if you make a mistake, it's all good. Use it for good. All right.
All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed that episode. If you guys liked that, go ahead and subscribe down below, because we release a new podcast episode just like the one you just saw every single Wednesday. We release a new lick of the week every single Monday. And definitely go to jazzpianoschool.com, because we have a whole wealth of free jazz piano education. And our new Jazz Piano School members area will be opening for enrollment coming up very, very soon. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. We'll be doing our 200th episode next week. I look forward to seeing you then. Have a fantastic day, and as always, happy practicing.